Well, hey there, folks. Good morning. I am finally back out in the desert. After several months of drudgery and drama at work, I was finally able to schedule some time off to go exploring. So that's what I'm out here doing today. I'm looking for an abandoned gold mine called the Golden Bell. My good friend Google Earth shows me that there's what appears to be some interesting relics left around the mine. So I'm going to see if I can check it out and see what's up there. So basically I'm going to be heading up that ravine right there, scrambling down the other side, maybe climbing a little hill or two, and hopefully finding the Golden Bell mine. I'm not going to record the entire hike, but I will turn the camera back on if I run across something interesting to share. So with that said, I'm going to commence hiking and see what I can find. Thanks for coming along. Mylar balloon. Anyone else out there besides me ever wonder when you're out exploring if perhaps you're stepping in some place where no one else has stepped before? That thought always crosses my mind. Looks like there are a couple of waste rock piles up on that little hill. I'll go check that out. And there's my ravine. Right down here, a couple pieces of desert gold. So let's continue. That one looks like it says established 22. Well, the cans are becoming more plentiful, so perhaps I'm getting close to a camping site. Unlikely that any labels will have remained on any of these cans out here. Well, this was definitely something. Here's a road heading off. And here we've got a pretty large level area. With rock outlining the square. And that could be remains of a fireplace or a fire pit. It looks like some of those bottom rocks have been there for quite a while. And there's several piles of just rocks. Interesting. On the other side of the road, several more piles of rocks. Let's head off that way and see what's over there. Well, there's my first ravine I'm going to be heading up. And off to the right, there's a waste rock pile. And then over on this side, there's also a waste rock pile, and I can see some fence posts. Might be around a shaft or an adit, so I think I'm going to head this way first. That seems to go down for quite a ways. Well, that's about as good of a picture as I'm going to be able to get, because I'm not going to get any closer. Alright, my truck's out there somewhere. And they're straight ahead. Here's the next spot I'm going to check out. And then you can see the road heading on up the ravine. Looks like there's another little added over here. Nope, guess not. A lot of greenish colored rocks came out of that shaft. Maybe it was copper, maybe silver. I don't know. Let's head over there. Well, that one looks like it's either not very deep or it's clogged up. Home to some tumbleweeds now. Go check out the other one. Ah, bummer. That one looked kind of promising, but oh well. Get back down to the road and then up the ravine. See you in a bit. So that's where I started out, way down there. I think I might be about halfway to my destination. Now I just gotta climb this hill in front of me. Take a little breather here. Get a drink of water. And then see what's over the hill. Besides me. Getting close to the top of the saddle. And Eureka! I am at the site of the former Golden Bell mine. Those diggings you might be able to see way up on the top of that far hill. I believe those are part of the Silver Bell mine. Right now we're going to poke around here and see what there is to see. So there's not an awful lot of information about the Golden Bell, but what I was able to uncover with my research team, the mining claim was located on July 1st of 1931. It's located on the south side of a low mountain range and was active from 1934 to 1937, and then again a little bit from 1939 to 1941. Supposedly a man by the name of Rogers owned the property during those years, and the mine consisted of 2 shafts, one supposedly reaching 300 feet, with several open stopes breaching the surface, which that might be one right in front of me. And roughly 1,000 feet of drifts. A small mill once operated near the main vertical shaft, which might be the wood ruins right down here, or it may have been a hoist over the main shaft as well. Well, I'm going to start checking things out a little closer, see what I can find, and I will be back shortly. So I'm not sure if this was an open stope or if it was a drift heading down that way, or maybe an incline shaft. Up above there's a couple more waste rock piles. See what's up there, and perhaps go check that out. Okay, climbed up to the top, and this looks like it was perhaps the main shaft, or one of the 2 main shafts. It's gated over, obviously. That's a fairly good drop. And then straight ahead, there's an attic going into the solid rock. Let's go check that out. unfortunately that just dead ends right there. Well, it goes back maybe 30 feet or so. And that looks like the remains of an ore bin. Those metal sheets inside probably helped slide the ore down to the chutes. I think I have an old picture that someone sent me of when it was still standing. I'll see if I can dig that out and add it to this video. Show you what it looked like when it was still upright. This doesn't look really healthy. Well, I should probably just walk all over this dust. What does it say here? Harry and Ray Reynolds, Los Angeles, California. So maybe that was a cyanide bin, bleaching bin of some kind. No. And there's where they would let it run off, I suppose. There's the ruins of a building out there. There's the springs for a mattress, so I'm guessing that this structure may have been a home to some of the miners, perhaps, or a place to camp out. lots of sheet metal debris down in the wash. May have been from the sides or the roof of the building. There's a look back at the waste rock pile, or maybe it's a tailings pile because it looks kind of processed. Good amount of material. Well, let's see what other secrets are around here. Oh yeah, here's the can dump. I could poke around these places for hours. It'd be cool if it was an old truck down there. I didn't notice that earlier, but there are several spring frames for mattresses here. So this probably was some kind of bunkhouse. Probably had a cast iron stove and maybe a small kitchen. But there's definitely no electricity out here. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up this explore. I'm going to head back up to the top of the saddle, and then it's downhill all the way back to the truck. But if I spot anything interesting or cool, I will definitely flip the camera back on and get it down on video for you guys. See you in a bit. 55-gallon drum down there. Really good sized piece of metal right there. I don't know what that is. Now let's look at that pile. GoPro. And the runoff from whatever that processing tank was up there. Probably toxic. Well, after being out in the sun and the wind for a couple hours, I realized there were two things that I forgot to pack. One being chapstick, and the other being my long sleeve hiking shirt. Oh well, that's how it goes sometimes. Well, made it safely down the ravine. Now all that remains is to traverse this ground and head back to the truck. So it looks like that's a wrap for this trip. Hope you enjoyed this short explore. Please hit the like button and please subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'm going to try to be posting a little bit more regularly than I have been. So until the next time, get out there, keep exploring, and have fun. Stay safe. Catch you next time.